Hello, it's me again. I thought it was time to do another sort of pseudo unboxing of a little bit of tabletop gaming ephemera. So a very kind viewer named JPH offered to send us some miniatures that we'd need for a future video. And so the box for that has shown up, and we do indeed now have an unreasonable amount of Bauhaus miniatures for Warzone. This is just a small amount of them. They are a miniature you tend to get in bulk. But he also put some other things in the box, like some Bot Shots Transformers. It's got a little spring-loaded thing. They're adorable. But the main thing I want to talk about today is these, which is something we hoped we'd never have to talk about, which is HeroClix. Now, I don't know much about HeroClix beyond that it's a thing that exists, and we've occasionally acquired one because it came free in something. But these are Star Trek HeroClix, and they are ships, not little figures. And so that really appeals to me as someone who's really into their Star Trek ships. And so I thought it might be fun to open all these up on camera, and you can see me just kind of talk about Star Trek ships, I guess. To be clear, I have opened a couple of these because I wanted to, I didn't know what was in them initially. I didn't know I was going to make this video. So I know that A, they have been opened before, so most of them are just kind of rattling around in here, and quite a few of them, possibly most of them, I don't know, have more than one in here. So I don't know if this is a complete set, I don't know if there's duplicates, I do not know. So yeah, let's open these up, and hopefully that will be of entertainment value to at least some of you. It will be for me. Okay, so 12 boxes to go, so let's start with this one. You can see some of the stuff that is available in these on the side. So we've got a D7 Bird of Prey, and I think that's one of the ones from Enterprise? I don't know, I'm not good at identifying Enterprise-era ships. There are apparently 28 ships, and since some of these have multiple ships inside them, I don't know how many of those we'll have. I've only peeked inside a couple of them before I decided I was going to do this, so I don't know if there's any duplicates. But I guess we'll find out, won't we? So let's open this one up. Ah, yes. So this is the this is mostly how they were supposed to be, where they're attached to this little little thing. So that's why this is one of the few boxes that didn't rattle. So this is the USS Excelsior, an Excelsior class, which means, is this the NX or NCC version? Looks like the NCC. So yeah, the registry numbers, let me see if can I even see that? Can I make that out? Yeah, that's NCC 2000. So yeah, it is that version of it. So yeah, that's cool. From the original series era movies, captained by Sulu, the first Excelsior class. You've seen a million Excelsior classes if you've watched like Deep Space Nine and seen them slaughtered en masse by the Dominion. So that's fun. These really remind me of, I don't know if you remember these, but in the 90s there was the Micro Machines Star Trek stuff. And there were little ships about this size, and I think that's why these are so pleasing to me, because they just really remind me of those. But yeah, so solid start. Here's another one. Let's see what's in this one. Oh, this is jam-packed with them. Okay. So, first off, we have the Equinox from the Voyager 2-parter Equinox. Which is a Nova class. Yes, it's a Nova class, which is a little science ship. Sort of took over from the Oberth, if I remember correctly. Sorry, I realise that a lot of you won't have seen me in Star Trek nerd mode. I apologise, but also, this is just who I am. Specifically about Star Trek ships is sort of my thing. I don't know why. I know why. It's Star Trek Armada. That's why. Okay, what else we got in here? Oh, we've got a Defiant. Is it actually the Defiant? Yes, it is a Defiant class. Obviously, again, this is from Deep Space Nine. Designed to fight the Borg. Tore itself in half on its test runs. Well, nearly tore itself in half in its test runs. Eventually became a mainstay of the... this particular ship became a mainstay of the Dominion War. Although, see, here's the question. Is it the original version, or is it I think it's the Sao Paulo that got rebadged and became the second Defiant? But because they couldn't be bothered to redo the registry numbers, it was just the exact same model. Okay, what else we got? Ooh, we've got a Saber class, which I think were first put in the... I think they first appeared in the battle against the Borg Cube, the battle for Sector 1, from Star Trek First Contact, if I remember correctly. The USS Montgolfier. Well, okay then. Cool. Always like these. They're sort of a very different take on a Starfleet ship. Just a very fun-looking thing. We got a big one here. We've got a Galaxy class. Which one is this? This is the USS Venture. So it is not the Enterprise D. I can't remember which... Was the Venture the one that went through the wormhole and got blown up? I forget my Galaxy classes that aren't the Enterprise, because a lot of them do die in Deep Space Nine. And finally we've got a Prometheus, and it is the USS Prometheus, which makes sense. If you don't know, what makes the Prometheus fun is that it's an actual, much like the Defiant, it's a rare Federation ship in that it is actually a warship, rather than just being an exploratory ship that can fight. This thing can split into 3 parts, so the saucer and the top and bottom of the hull section separate to become 3 things, so they can do multi-vector attack mode. It's quite silly, but quite fun at the same time. That's 2 boxes down. Let us get to the... Ignore my incompetence. So let's open a 3rd one. How many's in this one? 2! Okay. We've got a D7. I think they're D7s? Yeah, but the Klingon ship. I've not really talked much... I've just been talking about the actual ships they are, but the detail's not bad. These are HeroClix at the end of the day, so they're mass-produced and painted very, very basically. But yeah, that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. We also have a Sovereign class. Which one is it? This is actually the Enterprise E, yes. For people keeping, keeping their own notes at home, this is my favourite Enterprise. Aesthetically, anyway. The Enterprise E. You could probably figure out exactly which movie this is from, because they tweaked the design for every movie it was in, so it looked a little bit different each time. Not sure exactly which one this is. I don't know if the details are refined enough for you to be able to tell. But yeah, the design looked a little bit different every time they looked at it. So that's fun. We've got 2 in here. Ooh, we've got a Miranda, which is... As much as the Enterprise E and the Sovereign class is my favourite Enterprise, this is my favourite Star Trek ship in general. This is actually the USS Reliant from Wrath of Khan. And this is the Miranda class. I don't know why. I just love these little things. Another thing, much like the Excelsior, that you have seen mowed to death in droves in Deep Space Nine. But yeah, no, cool. I'm glad there's the Reliant in here. I wonder if there's any of the Miranda variants, because there's a ton of different versions they made for, when they needed to redress it slightly for a random episode of TNG or what have you. What else have we got here? Ooh, we have an Intrepid. And this is Voyager itself, from, of course, Star Trek Voyager. You see, I always used to hate this ship when I was a kid, for stupid reasons, but I actually really quite like it now. Although, the nacelles are a little wonky. They're kind of pointed down a little bit from where they should be. Mass production for you, I suppose. But yeah, it is a fun little ship. I like how the... obviously this doesn't do it, because it's just a solid piece, but the nacelles arc up slightly, If I remember correctly, the in-universe reason for them rotating to like go to warp is that it doesn't mess with subspace in the same way that other ships do. Because there's a whole episode of the Next Generation that talks about like, by using warp, it's actually screwing up subspace. I can't remember if it's just in one specific area, but like, or if it's everywhere. But I think it's something to do with that is why they did it. But the real reason they did it is because it looks cool. I wonder... Ooh, got a Nebula class. Which are obviously made from Galaxy class parts. But yeah, which one is this? USS Sutherland. I'm fairly sure that's from a TNG episode. It's not the first one, because if I remember correctly, the first Nebula class we see has an AWACS dome on top of it because it was taken from a model kit rather than this triangular one. I forget when they first started doing that on the when they did that for the miniature, or the filming miniature. I've always liked Nebula classes, possibly because they're just a Galaxy class Miranda. You know, this is to the Galaxy class what this is to a Constitution class. But yeah. By the way, a quick plug. If you like this kind of thing where you hear me be nerdy about Star Trek ships, there is a video podcast on the Men with Funny Heads channel, which is a podcast I used to do with my friend Longfang. And we did an episode where we went through, like, we did a viewer poll sort of thing to see what everyone's favourite Star Trek ships were. And we did a big long thing with that. So if you like this kind of thing, go check that out. I'll link it. There'll be a thing up there. So yeah, let's do another box. This one feels like it's got a few in it. Ooh, we've got a Constitution refit specifically, and that is the Enterprise A. Ah, yes. So after the Enterprise was destroyed in the search for Spock, they replaced it with an identical ship. Yeah. So, refit of the original series Constitution, even though the dimensions don't line up with that, but shut up, we don't talk about that. No, I do like the refit Constitution. My personal favourite version of this is the Phase 2 unused one. It's basically a version of this from when they weren't going to make the movies, but they were going to make a revival of the series. And so they kind of reused the design to make this. But I prefer the earlier version of it. But no, that's really cool. We've also got... Oh, another Excelsior. Is this the same one? No. Okay, that's cool. So this is another Excelsior, but this is the USS Hood. I wonder if they are identical in every way, because there are subtle differences to some of the models in the show. Like if one of these is the Enterprise B, it should have little flares on the side of the hull because those were added to the model so that they could destroy them. There is differences, mostly because this one's misprinted, so it's a little bit wonky. But hey, cool. Okay, so we've got variants in there. That's fun. Oh, we've got an Oberth class. I think. Ooh, when did these first appear? Was it Wrath of Khan you first seen one of these? I don't know. I've always been fond of the Oberth. It's such a weird little ship. Like, how does one get from here to here? Like, because these are tiny. These are tiny little ships. None of these are, like, to scale, because, like, this is tiny, and this is absolutely outrageously long. Like, this is, like, 3 times the length of this or something, canonically. And these are tiny little science ships. But no, I've always liked the Oberth. Just a little I think it's just little workhorse ships I have a fondness for, so like this and the Miranda. But yeah, cool. That's the USS Pegasus. Oh, damn it. Oh yeah, that's from a specific episode. I can't remember which one offhand. Oh, yep. Here we go. Here's what I believe is Enterprise era Klingon ship. I don't remember what these are called because I've only ever watched the Enterprise once because it's a bit piss. But that is not a bad little ship design. Quite like that. Sort of evokes Klingoniness without completely going nuts with it. Yeah, no. Cool thing. This is the IKS Somraw, if you were curious. Running out of room. Ooh. I think there's a few in this one. Oh no, we have cards. We won't spoil ourselves exactly by looking through these in detail, but yeah, no, okay, so those are actual ability cards. That is, well, useful to have, obviously, to actually play the game. And, oh, dice. I do also have the, I don't know if I'll mention this in the intro, because, ooh, magic of filmmaking, I haven't actually filmed that yet. But yeah, I've got the rules for it, but I didn't know it needed cards as well, so that's good. Thank you for sending those as well. Okay, so this is the USS Rhode Island. Is the USS Rhode Island the one that Harry Kim commands in one of the future episodes? I think maybe. If so, then there's actually an error here because that has, if I remember correctly, I think that has a filled-in front part because they've got like the Earth. One of the things that makes Novas interesting is they've got two deflector dishes. They've got the one in the saucer and they've got the traditional one on the secondary hull. But if I remember correctly, the one that Harry Kim commands has this bit of the saucer where the second deflector is filled in, rather than having the notch out. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Are you going to check? Because I'm not. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? I am definitely going to check that. Okay. Ooh. Here we get in. Ooh. Now, it has been pretty Federation heavy, so I guess it was time for some Klingons. And here's where my knowledge of classes completely falls apart, because I can never remember Klingon ones. Is this a Katinga? Maybe? It's because they're not just English words, so I forget these ones very easily. But still, I do like these. I think these started showing up in Next Generation, so they didn't have to always use birds of prey. Maybe it was in DS9. It's around that. It's that era anyway. They started doing them. But yeah, again, these are a bit of an evolution of like the D7 style. I've always liked this slightly like weird bridge part. It's a fun little design element. Ooh, I know what this one is. This is a Nekvar. Regency 1. Does that mean it's... Oh, could that... Which one is Regency 1? Because I know that... It's oh, you know, the Nekvar was used for... I think Gowron had one at one point. But since this is like a shiny coloured one, could this be the one that Worf has in the Mirror Universe episodes of Deep Space Nine? Again, I'm terrible. When it comes to Klingon stuff, I am terrible with remembering the names, so, you know. But still, it is a Nekvar, and I do remember the class name of that one, so that's fun. We also have another one of these ones. Possibly Katinga. I don't think it says the actual class on it anywhere. No. But is this a different one? Yes, it's a different name. This is the IKS Matha. It may shock you to know I do not know Klingon. Ooh, what we got in here? Oh, we've got a couple more ones that we've... Or at least class types that we've already had. The Yosemite. Another Oberth. Again, I will never complain about an Oberth. And the Bellerophon. Yes. So the Bellerophon is another Intrepid class that if I remember correctly, shows up in a. I think it's a two-parter of Deep Space Nine, and I think is the only other Intrepid class apart from Voyager that we actually see on screen. I might be wrong there, but that is what I remember. but it's otherwise identical. Partially because obviously the filming model was just Voyager. What we got in here? Ooh. Oh, is this just this is a box of Bird of Prey. Excellent. The Bird of Prey is if I am to pick a second favourite Star Trek ship, it might be the Bird of Prey. I do love me a Bird of Prey. There's such a solid design, and I do appreciate that we have a proper attack wing of them. Are they all different? They are all different. Is this a complete set? I think this might be a complete set. I do like me a Bird of Prey. It's a little bit of a pity because there's no articulation on these. You can't like move the wings up and down to attack positions, but you know, I'll take it. Okay, 2 left. We've got in here. Oh, interesting. We've got 2 more D7s, and this shows that there are colour variants. Because that is a different colour. So does that mean like this one is a shiny? Could you get shinies? Or is it just certain ones had different ones? The IKS Kronos 1. Kronos being the home planet of the Klingons. Which was originally called Kling in the original series, which I always thought was quite funny. Well, it's not normally spelled like that. I think these days I think they spell it with a Q now. Okay, right. Last box. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, it's another Saber. This is the USS Jaeger, not to be confused with the Jaeger class, which is a lot. But yeah, cool. Excellent. So, yeah. You know, I'm thinking on it, like, things being special versions. I have just noticed some of these have a silver ring around them. So I presume those are special. Like the Enterprise A has a silver ring on its base. It should be noted, I do not know how the rules of HeroClix work, and I am not learning yet. Maybe one day. I do have everything to play it as far as I'm aware. And who knows, maybe this will be what gets me into it, because this is a very cool little setup. Give me a second, I will reorient these, and we'll get a group shot. A proper one, not just this mess. Okay, and there you go. And I've just been taking a look through some of these cards, and so I can answer some of the questions I had. The Regency one is indeed Worf's ship from the Mirror Universe, so that answered that question. The Rhode Island, wherever that is, the Rhode Island is Harry Kim's ship. And the thing that I kept thinking was a Katinga. These things are actually a Vorcha class. Like I say, I always get those ones mixed up because they are made up Klingon words, and I struggle to keep those in my brain. But yeah, thank you very much to JPH for sending these my way. They weren't even, as I mentioned, they weren't even what was the main thing that was in the box that was being sent for a video. But I couldn't resist opening these up because these just please me. In a really specific way, as I say, this feels like a Micro Machines fleet, and that pleases my inner child in a way that I struggle to fully articulate. So yeah, for people wondering if this is a complete set, it is missing one because there's 27 here, and there's apparently 28 according to the box. Where is it? 28 ships. To collect. So there's one we're missing. I don't know what it'll be. I suspect probably Enterprise D Galaxy class. That would make sense to me. Unless they were wanting a Series 2. Maybe they got a Series 2. I don't know. I don't know bugger all about HeroClix. But what I do know is that I love little Star Trek ships, and so this makes me quite happy. I hope some of this was entertaining. I don't know anymore. Goodbye, everybody.